All right, race 2. Started P6 and went pretty well. Let's see when the Circut tried to pass us on the inside, or tried to get AJ on the inside, and almost had it. I tried following him, tucking in, but I ended up being behind AJ. Car felt, the brakes came in a little bit better. Car still felt pretty loose on the rear. I'm going to try pulling the rear bar and see what happens. But happy with P3. After all the work I've been doing the last couple of days in the car, and in the last month to have it back and get P3, I'm definitely pretty happy. So I'm going to pull the rear bar, get the car ready. Next race is quick, it's in like an hour, so I'm going to get to it.
Of this E36, but this is more of a Frankenstein build than anything. About a month ago, 30 days, you had a terrible crash. What did you do to get back here at GridLife Circuit Legends?
I actually made a post on an E36 group on Facebook. A guy was nice enough to give me a shell. He said it was sitting in the woods for about 10 years. We pulled it out of the bushes, literally cut from the back wheels off, and welded it back onto to this car. So I'm just happy to be out here right now.
I am so incredibly impressed with your hard work, and not only that, your dedication to the sport. How's it been driving this weekend?
It's been, I mean, honestly, it's been a struggle. I found out when I got here that one of the parts that I didn't replace was bent as well, so we had to take the whole rear end apart, replace trailing arms, and align it while we were at the track, but I'm just happy to be out here.
It's incredible. Honestly, this is one of the reasons that I just love motorsports so much. All right, Chris, well, you're about to go out. Thank you so much for the interview, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thanks a lot.
Back to you guys.
Thanks, Reese. A really cool story there with Chris DeLucia having that crash a couple of weeks ago and basically grafting a rear end of a car back on to make this race here. So GridLife cheats. To the front here, into turn one, Bamforth on the curbing, into turn one. I thought he was going to clobber Hartman, but he didn't. They were able to keep it on course as Hartman tucks in behind the 41 of James Howe.
Yeah, great job by AJ and Bamforth there, not hitting each other. I will note that Houghton, one thing with the TCR car, Houghton has ABS in that car, but Hartman does not. So I think that really gives Houghton a big advantage going into turn one, that he knows he's going to have the braking system, because as we all know, it's a short warm-up lap. It's hard.
Advantage. Bamforth in the dirt at the top of the hill, driving a little ragged here in this opening lap, just trying to get a rhythm underneath him as DeLucia chases him down the hill. Eric Thompson following as well. First time across the line, Houghton leads, then Hartman, DeLucia, Bamforth, Thompson, Orpidal, Zazoulis, and Pites.
Yeah, great to see a close battle here for third. DeLucia's really hounded Bamforth turn one, clipping into turn two, heading down to turn three.
Straight now, there's DeLucia with the rear end of that car. That's brand new after having backed into the wall a couple of weeks ago, and almost did it in qualifying earlier this weekend as well, but saved the rear of the car and now chases Bamforth in the 404 Porsche Cayman.
Yeah, I think for DeLucia, in fourth with that BMW there on screen, I think that he ultimately has to be happy with how this weekend has gone. He has done nearly every lap this weekend. The car has run strong. I'm sure he's got a list of to-dos when he gets home, but he has to ultimately be happy considering the state that car was in just a week ago.
Yeah, and it's painted even. I mean, that's one step farther than most people would go after repairing their car on such short notice.
Yes, absolutely. We've seen a few cars here that are multicolored, but his is intentionally that way. It looks good. We always love to see good paint schemes on the cars.
Working his way through turn 4 now, the right-hander. AJ Hartman still with him, 0.3 of a second of Houghton, but this is the volatile fight right now. P3 with Bamforth in the Porsche Cayman. Battle for third, battle for fifth. Here comes DeLucia on the brakes, and Bamforth chases him down to the entry of the apex there.
Yeah, really good racing. DeLucia popped out, and you could see Bamforth just kind of fade towards the inside curb, kind of tighten it up for DeLucia, and as DeLucia slowed up, he actually jumped to the outside trying to see if he could get...
Am I on the rim?
It's flat.
Yeah, I just heard it pop.
Yeah, it is flat.
Is it gonna mess up the rim if I drive back?
Just go slow.
Here, let me see how it works.
Go slow, it'll be okay.
Probably.
Sidewall's holding up. It might fuck that tire up.
Oh no, it's flat. It blew out, I'm pretty sure. I think it's the inside that's fucked up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, you're riding on the sidewall, so the rim's okay. Just go real slow.
Alright. So, after the third race, I didn't film anything because frustrations were pretty high. I had another tire bubble. Same exact front, driver's side, on the inside. It actually blew out. So this one bubbled. I felt it vibrate on the after the downhill on the straightaway coming into turn 1. So I limped off the track, didn't finish. Was pretty frustrated because this had already happened. I bubbled a tire in practice, and then obviously I bubbled a tire in race 1, didn't finish, placed second or placed third in race 2, and then didn't finish race 3. Had a fun battle in race 3 for a while, battling for third, and ultimately had to come in. So wasn't too happy, wasn't too confident in the tires after this happened so many times. My buddy Jeff that was next to me actually had 2 tires bubble and 1 blowout, and then I at this point had 2 tires bubble and 1 blowout, all front driver's side. I know Lime Rock is really hard on the tire, but it really sucks to do all this work and get there and then just have the tires blow out and not have any confidence in driving it. So at this point I was like, I don't know if I want to race in race 4. So I went over and actually talked to Falcon, and they advised me that I was running too low of tire pressures. They said that I should start them, quote, start them at 30 PSI, which I think is just crazy. Like, I literally chuckled when he said that, and I didn't think he was serious, but he told me to start the cold pressures at 30, and I was like, okay, well, you guys, you're the manufacturer. I'm going to listen to what you said. He goes, well, if you think that's high, then go 28. And I'm like, okay, I'll try 28 cold pressures before I got on track, which I still think is really, really high. I'm going to probably creep up to 40 PSI by the time I get off the track, but I gave it a shot. So 28 PSI, front left tire. Here's race 4.
And welcome back to Lakeville, Connecticut, and the sleepy little town that holds Lime Rock Park, a track that has been part of North American racing history since 1957, and for the 4th year in a row, it hosts GridLife Circuit Legends. Kyle Heyer joined by Dewey DeWitt, and maybe Mark Kilgore here in a little bit. He's got some things going on, but GridLife GT is up next. But we caught up with James Houghton after his race 3 win. Cerise checked in with him a little earlier. And pace car lights are out. GridLife GT Race 4 with an invert putting, I think that's Zazoulis on pole here alongside Hans Horpedal. Then in row 2, AJ Hartman, James Houghton, then Pites and DeLucia. Here we go. Is he going to get their first lockup from Hartman into the first corner?
Yeah, Hans Horpedal got a great jump. Leads into turn 1, turn 2. Looks like Zazoulis is still in second, but Houghton is aiming for that second space. He jumps to the second space. Zazoulis kind of got left out there on the outside of turn 3. Lost a little bit of grip, and now Hartman is in third as well. Gets through this downhill and onto the front straight, and who's going to have more top end speed? That's
great job out front here. Then James Houghton in second place. Let's have a look at the data here from Fire Laps as we get a look at this 130.2 miles an hour for Thompson, but he's not yet in this race, I don't believe. So it's going to be looking at Houghton and Hartman. DeLucia, Pites, though, still quickest in a straight line in that C8 Corvette. That's been the topic of the weekend so far. Look at it. Here comes Houghton, but can't quite get up the inside of the 77.
Nope. They turn into the uphill. Han's a little wide there. into turn 7 through the downhill, but nope, it's still Hans in front. Hans, we got 4 right here in the 4 all right here in the frame. We go 3 wide. Delucia jumps the turn 1 curb. He's able to maintain it. Hooks around the turn 2 curb. He looks like he's got 3rd place. AJ Hartman kind of backs off, gives him some room. Oh, but Delucia's really fighting that car.
Down the hill with a pretty clear lead now over Hans Horpenal. Now AJ Hartman has solidified his run into 3rd place. We'll see if he can start clicking away laps and start to eat into Horpenal's advantage over him in 2nd.
Yeah, I think so. We'll see if he needs to get up.
All right, and once again, race 4, I didn't film anything after the race because I was even more frustrated than I was in race 3. Did the higher pressures like Falcon said, went out there, there was an invert. I obviously started last because I didn't finish race 3. Had a ton of fun on the start, got around a couple cars, was battling in 4th place for a while, and then I think I made it 5 or 6 laps, and the front left tire bubbled again, so I had to pit off track and didn't finish the race. So I took, now this was 7 tires. So 7 tires between me and my buddy Jeff that had an issue. And then I actually heard that AJ Hartman didn't finish as well because his tire did the same exact thing. So we brought all 7 tires, me and Jeff's tires, over to Falcon. They said they're gonna take them and do an analysis on the tire, let us know what went wrong, and kind of, I guess we're going to shoot them an email, send them a bunch of pictures, and they took the tires, kind of what pressures we were running, how much camber, what's our setup, yada, yada, yada. They just want to know all about the car and the conditions on why, what happened with these tires so they can try to figure it out. So they've been, decent to work with. They said they're going to try to figure out what's going on, let us know. If it's on them, they said they're going to shoot us out some more tires. But I'm curious to see what they say because honestly, I'm losing confidence in running these. After this happening 7 times in a weekend, I'm just glad nobody went off track. Me, Jeff, or AJ, because again, I just crashed at Lime Rock a month ago, and every time the tire started shaking was directly after the downhill. Which, I mean, Lime Rock, you don't want to go off at the highest speed downhill turn. So I'm just happy to have the car in the garage in one piece. Pretty disappointed in the weekend. Obviously I put so much work into getting to this event in the last 30 days just to have the car ultimately not finished 3 out of the 4 races because of something that's completely out of my hands. So very, very frustrated. Don't really know what I'm going to do about tires for Autobahn, but if you guys have any suggestions, the class is now open to any 200 treadwear tire, so I can run anything. But yeah, comment below on what your recommendations are for tires for any 200 treadwear tires, 295 or 285. Next video is going to be Autobahn. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be making Autobahn, so I'm going to do a couple changes to the car. I hope my new wing comes. I got to fix my splitter from going off in practice. And yeah, as always, I really appreciate you guys watching the videos, and I'll see you on the next one.